Hello. There we go. Sorta. I guess my camera's working. Who knows? Let's see. Drop frame 0.0%. Nice. That's a good thing, I think. Anyway, it is Sunday. Oh my God, the dreaded Sunday tightrope trivia. And Saturday's kicked my ass. Will be happening at a later time. Just stick around. Don't go anywhere. But first, welcome to the Kench 999er web stream of Sunday, whatever the fuck day it is today. We're streaming to you live from the Kench 999er studios right here in Pleasanton, California. We are 100% not sponsored by the Diet Coke Corporation of America, but that doesn't stop me from pouring it. Oh, tasty, tasty, tasty beverage. Fizzy. It's all right. All right, so I'm moving along. So there's the Diet Coke. There's the beautiful blue Bluetooth controller, which is what we're going to be using to fly around in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. You don't know where we're going to go. We don't know really what we're going to fly around in, what kind of device we're going to fly around. I have no idea. Beautiful, right, okay. Beautiful Bluetooth. Okay, we covered the Diet Coke. We're moving along fast in today's introductory segmentarium. But I'm looking forward to relaxing, slowing down a bit. I got a lot of, work during the week, so the weekend is a lot of weekend flurry of activity, cleaning and tidying up and kitchen and preparing the house for the upcoming week, which is not pretty much normal, I think. All right, so the flying around. Then after the flying around, I don't know how long it's going to take us, roughly 45 minutes to an hour. There'll be the big brain games. That's where we whip out the Quirtle, the Revealed, the Tightrope Trivia, the Reunion, the Loop, the New York Times Connections, and the Octortle. These are all just puzzles you can play online for free. And I do them every day, sometimes with community support, sometimes not, as I like to say. Sometimes the community is not just not supporting you, they're tearing you down actively. It's just a normal part of streaming. I'm looking forward to the next TwitchCon in San Diego. This was 2022, but the next one is in 2026. Yep, this year. It'll be my 5th year in a row. So, pretty dull. The convention itself is not going to be exciting. But, I have a great time every year. Every year I'm like, yeah, I'm sure glad I went to TwitchCon, because otherwise I'd just be doing a boring work week. And this is much more interesting. And it's only once a week. 1 week out of a year. It's fine if it's kind of the same. So, yeah, TwitchCon late November this year, 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. Kind of a weird time. I think it should be earlier in the summer, but they're trying to optimize it for cost effectiveness or something. All right, so after the big brain games, there'll be the short break, and then we'll be reconfiguring for today's musical segment. Oh, yeah, I want to give you a preview of the guitar. Today's guitar is brought to you by, it's an Epiphone. But it's brought to you by me since I purchased it. Brand new from the Epiphone Corporation, which Epiphone is owned by Gibson, okay? Epiphone is the same company as Gibson, but Epiphone is, if it's a Gibson, it's made in America. If it's an Epiphone, it's made in Asia. Probably they're a Chinese factory, which they own, or in many cases, the Indonesian contract manufacturers, which this one is made by. I think the Cortec, one of the big major Indonesian ones. They are very talented. This is a extremely complex and well put together guitar. I mean, complex in terms of the inlays and the finishing and the bindings on both sides, and it looks like it's one piece of wood, but it's really a veneer. I'll be discussing in detail more what I like about this guitar, why I got it, but you can see it's got all sorts of cool stuff. It's definitely a looker. But it's not just a looker. This is one of my favorite playing guitars, if not my favorite play. Every time I play it, I'm like, yeah, okay, here's why I like this one better than the others. But, it is what it is. So, yeah, I'm going to be playing the guitar. I'm just going to dink around the guitar for a while. I'm going to accompany myself and sing. That's not going to be, that'll be slightly horrifying. And then most likely, even though I deny that's going to happen, I'm going to go dive into the YouTube karaoke genre. And after roughly 2 hours of this crap, the stream has ended, and yet another one in the can of the well over 1,000 streams that are all basically the same. But I love it. Okay, so let's move along, because, why not? Moving along, free flight. Oh, by the way, where do I want to go? Well, not in this plane. Let's start at the top again. Something that I have fun in. No. I do have fun in the Magister. I have fun in the Optica. We actually haven't flown the Optica in a while, so we'll fly that one. It's not super fast, so it's not like we can cover a lot of ground in it, but it's great for sightseeing. Passengers. Right, so there's that one. There's that. Oh, right, that's a Nebula. Solaris, Tempest, Vortex. We rarely do Vortex. Usually we do the blue one or the yellow one. The one with the yellow. This is kind of cool looking. But where do we want to go? That I don't know. And also, I really don't know. I mean, look, you can spin the globe and go anywhere you want on the planet. Each one of those little dots is an airport, even if it's not like got the main thing. Maybe, I think we should fly around and see what the area is like that we know is going to have the Cherry Blossom Festival at some point. But now, this time of year, I think all the trees should be green, right? This is just a really interesting area, right? I mean, Tokyo is great. But this area here, this is Mount Fuji. Where's Mount Fuji, actually? Yeah, this is Fuji, the city, and that's Mount Fuji right there. So it's always kind of an interesting fly in an area. Where should we take off from? There's not a lot of airports because it's right next to the Tokyo metropolitan area. Ooh, there's a static carrier. I forgot I have an aircraft carrier here. We can't launch from an aircraft carrier, I don't think. You're looking for a treasure chest in the Forza Horizon 6 playlist. Okay. Wind tower. I mean, I know this whole area like the back of my hand. What's a wand cannon? Oh, it's a fortification, you know, like to if invaders come into the bay. I don't know if I've been there though. There's a static carrier. By the way, also you can see it's early. It's effectively early in the morning. All right. Well, we're gonna take off from here. I'm gonna make it a daytime flight. Cold starting. Little airport. Okay. All right. It's 3 in the morning. So we're just gonna pretend it's a few hours later, like 8 in the morning. Nice early morning flight. And I want to check and see if I can find some of these points of interest in this area, southeast. We're not going to go to the city. And then maybe we'll head west and check out the area south of Mount Fuji, which is where the cherry blossoms are going to be blossoming, but not for a while, like not for a couple months. So I kind of want to see what it's like beforehand. And we got all sorts of like static. All right, we're in this beautiful Edgeley Optica. I mean, it's. I believe this is a real plane, but I mean, how practical is it? It's got what you call a ducted fan design. You can see the duct there, and the fan engines in there, and it basically it's for the fan. In some ways, it's more aerodynamically efficient to have that duct there, and it's also quieter. But you can see it's a big it's a lot of weight. That thing there, that whole structure around the thing, it's quite heavy. It adds to the weight of the plane of the design. It's not necessarily a super practical design. That's okay. All right, battery on, generator on, fine. Fuel pumps, sure. Let's see, we're gonna need some kind of lights here. Taxi lights. Let's turn my lights on. I don't care. All right. Let's see, what else do we need here? Electronics are coming on. All right. The fuel valve by default is closed, which is good because it should be. All right, we want to. The other thing I want to do maybe is do a little more driving, because I didn't really. It's kind of fun. Okay, so it gives us a little bit of throttle. There is a upper panel, which is where you actually start the engine from up here. Strange place to put the key, but that's where they put it. Fires up today. Today the engine, I believe, wants to fire up and stay fired up. Make sure it comes up to a... yep, very nice. All right, so again, we're going to fly over and kind of head over the bay, the Tokyo Bay, I guess it is, to the southeast. Just because I've flown over a lot of places in Japan, but not all of them. This is Atsugi ground. And we're going to be actually heading east, kind of southeast. So let's ask for an east departure. Doesn't matter what you put there, by the way. All right, so put a little power to the ducted fan there. There we go. Nice, easy plane to fly around in. And of course, since I always like doing sightseeing flights, and this plane was effectively, I believe, specifically designed for sightseeing. Okay, yeah, we're heading down this way. This is like a 7,000 foot runway. We can easily operate off of 3,000 foot runways. Very short takeoff. I mean, you can tell from kind of the squared off wings that they're fairly thick. It's storing fuel in there, so they're thick, they're strong, and they also have a lot of drag. So it's not the kind of wing that's gonna allow you to go too fast. So that's why you can see cruise tops out at around 110 knots. And you don't want it to go over 140. Hopefully we're heading to a runway. Again, I don't know if I've been to this specific one. This is the crossover. Oh yeah, we can already request the clearance, so we're just gonna short this runway here. All right, so flaps to the second position for takeoff. A little bit of positive trim, not much. All right, it wants us to take off that direction. All right, we're gonna take off this direction. Yep, that's runway 0. Okay, here we go. Honestly, that's more than enough runway. It's a very long runway. Okay, this is what it looks like from here. It's not like we're going to need any kind of runway. It is quite nimble in terms of not needing a lot of takeoff. Yeah, you kind of keep your flaps forward. The gear does not retract; it stays there. Again, this plane is not designed for speed. It's designed to see things, so thus the giant windows. So you got basically you got a pilot, and then you have 2 seats next to the pilot, and then I guess that's it. Just three people. I thought there was a seat in back. All right. This is the wrong direction. Yeah, okay, we're gonna make it a right turn for east. But then we're gonna head over the city here, but then we're gonna head over the bay, which is right over here. Well, it's a ways. But oh yeah, I believe I have turned off live weather because I did it yesterday. I want to turn it back on and see what the weather's like there. Again, there's time of day. Oops, that's not what it. There's time of day and there's weather. So time of day I can turn off, but I kind of want to turn the live weather on just to see what it's like there. It'll take a little while to load. Clear skies is just kind of the default. All right, we want to set our trim. There you go. Okay, so, it's August. It is summer in Japan, but it's a little cloudy. But it's not. Oh yes, you got some summer rain going on over there, but we're not heading that way. Let's see. We got a canal. We got some water engineering here. It looks like the kind of canal that. Like they move barges up and down on. There's like a pier there, not for water. All right, so this is where I kind of want to take a look at our flight planner and see if this journey is reasonable. Now that I kind of look at it, okay, we're heading. How far is it? It's about 30 miles. Yeah, it's gonna be a nice flight. It is what it is. You need to get a lot of negative trim in here to keep this nose low. We're gonna stay nice and low here. But that will get us to speed up. Oh yeah, okay, engine's too fast. There you go, engine's into cruise. And then also, it's got a manual mixture. It does not have a throttle control. But you want to bring that mixture down just to the point where the engine starts to run a little lean. Okay, so we're looking at these outlying areas. Now, Tokyo is quite a ways north. But this is technically, I guess, the kind of the Tokyo extended Tokyo metropolitan area. And it's quite... it's quite big. That area goes on. There's Tokyo, and then there's Yokohama, and then there's this area. So Tokyo's up at the top of the bay here, and then Yokohama is kind of there. That's where Yokohama is going to be. And oh hi, Captain Bart, I'm good, thanks. How are you doing? Flying over, but where I want to go is actually here. So. We're going to fly over this kind of coastline of Japan. Meanwhile, it's all for sightseeing, so let me get a little lower. I'm trying to get the trim balance so that the nose stays a little bit down. I'm going to lose a little altitude here. Frequency change. What's the frequency, Kenneth? Nobody knows. But if you don't acknowledge that, they get mad. But it looks like, again, there's some nasty weather over that way behind us, at least rain. But it looks pretty decent over here. Pretty decent over here. Anyway, yeah, I'm doing well. I've just been looking forward to today to having a little bit of a relaxing flight, a little streaming. A little freshly poured glass of Diet Coke over ice. Oh, check out that condensation. That's a beautiful ass condensation. Again, these are all parts of Japan I don't know very much of, but you can see there's, you can tell there's commuter rail right of way there, which is very common in Japan. Commuter, they definitely have a very advanced rail system. Most countries, compared to the U.S., almost all countries have more advanced rail system. It's kind of unusual. But it's because of what they call the geopolitical situation in America, where commuter rail just isn't as necessary. And kind of at the time they would have been adding it, people were really getting into the car culture, into individual family ownership of cars. That's Yokohama up there. You can see that city up there, Yokohama. We're not going to head up there. I've been to Yokohama. I kind of want to head this other direction because I always go up that way. So it's more of an exploration. Oh, by the way, I'm flying with, thank you for your question. Ooh, I'm flying with the beautiful Bluetooth controller, which is a standard Xbox controller. But I have modified the controls to be what I like. It's a standard Xbox, Bluetooth controller. I have two. I have a red one in case this one breaks or something. I have a lot of like yokes and stuff like that, but for various reasons, I can't really have things permanently attached to my desk, and I'd have to be plugging it in and taking it down. The great thing about this is no wires. I can just kind of leave it sitting here all the time. I don't have to unplug it. Only thing I have to worry about is making sure it's charged up. So anyway, we're heading to the waterfront here, and yeah, it looks like there's some nasty weather down there. It'll be interesting to see if we're impacted by that. The cloud deck looks fairly high. But yeah, just Japan, big island, 108 million people or somewhere, 110 million people. Is that how many people? It's got a lot of people. Everybody thinks, well, I'm going to go to Japan. But it looks like there's some, like, I don't know what is that, like a, maybe it might be a cemetery. People go to Japan, they go to Tokyo. They're like, yeah, I went to Japan. I mean, you went to Tokyo. It's like going to New York and saying you went to America. You did go to, technically, you were in America. And I mean, you can see why. If you're only going to go to Japan once, you want to go to Tokyo, there's a lot of stuff to do there. But I personally would avoid Tokyo. I'm not that a huge city fan. There's a lovely golf course there. Of course, the Japanese are into their golf courses. So I don't know where I'd go. But I am a fan of Japanese whiskey. So in the same way that if I go to America, like if I want to, or if I go to Scotland, I'd go on a tour of distilleries that I might have heard of, And that's a common thing. You can literally find a tour company that will give you tours of Scotland distillery, whiskey distilleries. And in America, you can go to Tennessee or Kentucky and go to where all the bourbon distilleries are. Not that would be that exciting, but yeah, I'd be more into Japanese whiskeys. Anyway, this is a beautiful, just very suburban, probably fairly recent. You can see all the planning, how the streets are planned. And of course, curved streets are so Nico, to see the original see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Really? Well, you spent years in Japan, so I mean, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it's like you go to Tokyo and you see the city, and there's plenty of stuff to see. There's a lot of sightseeing stuff, of course, and temples and fancy parks and stuff. But the real Japan is not in Tokyo. I think the interesting part of Japan, like the heart of the culture, would be like in Osaka or something. Other cities, which are more historical than Japan. Oh, you didn't spend years? Okay, there wasn't years. I guess for some reason I thought you said you were kind of based there or something for a year, but so it's just 7 days away, so about a month. Still, that is 1 month more than I have set foot in Japan in the real world. And it's an. I mean, if you're not working, but you're actually actively. Boy, look at that! All these buildings. These are like. I guess you're storing. It's what I call logistics. You're storing goods that are going to go or come by sea. But you see, this is all covered. Those are all covered buildings. A lot of warehouses. Little school there. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. If you're going to go someplace, if you're going to travel, you want to travel, you don't want to travel to someplace that's just like America, like if you're American. There's plenty of places that are. And Europe can be kind of like, a drag because it's kind of, Anyway, I'm going to buzz this. Oh, yeah, I realize now I have the, I guess the Miltech Super Carrier package, and I think it includes this carrier out here. We should do a carrier ops stream where you can actually launch from a carrier, fly around, land on the carrier. Oh, I want to check out this area, this waterfront area here. This looks like they have a Japanese aircraft carrier like on display here, right here, because that is I believe that's a Japanese, modern Japanese style aircraft carrier. I'm not sure. Hard to say. It might be an American. Maybe I don't know if they have aircraft carrier. It might be an American aircraft carrier, which is parked there. Okay, but that's obviously a military Navy area right there. Maybe it might be an American naval base. By the way, there's an operating character, meaning a carrier, meaning an actual deck that you can land on with arrestor cables, which is important. Again, you can't land on a plane. You probably could not land a plane on it. Maybe an ultralight. You could land a like the Osprey could land like a helicopter. We've done that many times. But then there's a whole class of planes that have an arrestor cable that you can lower. The arrestor hook comes down to the back of the thing, and then you have to literally snag the arrestor cables. There's only one way to do it. But the cool thing is also, again, there's a like a call the ball display, a ball that shows where you are on the ILS beam. If you're high, low, left or right, or too fast or too slow, you get all that information just from this one little display. But yeah, I have these carriers. I rarely use them. This one, so this is there are some that move. There's the static carrier and the ones that move. Now, typically in the real world, they're going to move. How you doing, Hunter Schnitzel? How you doing? Hope good to see you here. What kind of fish did you catch? How many fish did you catch? You catch like 100 fish? Was it like a 500-pound fish? Is Lake Geneva full of interesting fish that have no teeth? I need to know. I mean, it's literally a burning question. So you can see here, this is a carrier. Actually, this is... Oh, okay. So you're going to land on... Which direction are you going to land? Hard to say. Interesting. I think you land from that side, from what we're looking at, the left to right. Oh, yeah. So what happens is... when it's hot, the fish will go deep. Will go deeper to get colder water, to find colder water. But I don't want to go that way. I want to go this way. We're going over there. This is the part I've never been to. So we're going to cross the Tokyo Bay here. There's the carrier. Yeah, they can't. It becomes the water when it heats up becomes it loses its ability to hold oxygen or something like that, or I don't know. Well, it's just too hot for the fish, so they'll go too deep. They won't be biting anywhere near the surface. But yeah, a river is always, rivers are always gonna, if they, when the fish are running in the river. I don't know much about fishing, so what the fuck would I know? I like to sound like I know something about everything, but that's what, man. If they ever do like trivia questions about fishing in the trivia game, I'm pretty screwed. All right, so there's this little island here. It looks like, I wonder, you can see the walls around this, how it's reclaimed, like they dredged it and then they built these walls. I'm not really sure what the purpose of it is. I wonder if there's like a tunnel under here. Well, that's cool. I'm glad you had fun. I mean, I got the New York Times connections in perfect. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. Oh, by the way, yesterday I played the Reunion game. That's the crossword puzzle game with the 7 things. If you go watch the VOD, and I solved that record in a record 13 moves. 17 is what I'm looking for. 16 is good. 15 is real good. 14 is very rare. I know. I was the same thing. 13 is absolutely my best game ever. A whole bunch of moves that I made, you know, turned 2 letters green, like 4. It's almost rare that it happens at all in one game. But that effectively subtracts from the moves you need to get to the end. So every time you do a kind of a double green, I'd call that, you know, you reduce it. And I had like 4 double greens in the one game, and that's how I got a 13. It's never going to happen again. Yeah, it was on yesterday's VOD. This is a Ukrainian drone. It could be. I mean, it's actually called Elvira Optica, something Optica. Aerovira Optica. I call it Elvira, like you know, Mistress of the Queen, Mistress of the Dark. But it's a sightseeing plane. It's kind of got these big windows, and it's designed for sightseeing. I think it's based on a real plane, but I like flying it. It's not very dramatic, but it gets you around. It's very predictable. I mean, it's not very fast. You want a woman? Okay, well, I'm going to give you some advice. Don't take any advice from me. Oof, that's going to be a hard one. I might have caused you... I'm sorry if I just caused your head to explode. It happens. All right, so we're going to... The thing I wanted to see was some of these points of interest down here. Specifically, this Tokyo something cannon, which I think is like a military placement where it overlooks the bay. I know, exactly. See? You know the old saying, you know? No wife, happy life. Isn't that... something like that. I may have got that wrong. Okay, so anyway, this is kind of... Okay, so there's Tokyo is way up to the north. Yokohama's way to the northwest. This is... We're already kind of in the middle of nowhere. Because it's not really convenient to go to Tokyo. You know, if you see where I am here, we're heading kind of south. The bay goes way up here. This is a pretty big bay, Tokyo Bay. And Tokyo is way at the north part of it. This part of here is, and this whole west side and further west is very populated, but this side I think is a lot less, you can see it's more, it's just more, I don't know, spread out. I've never heard some of these city names, but that's Futsu right there. Futsu. There's a little bay here. You know, I think that'd be a great thing about going to Japan, would not just trying to do, you know, city stuff all the time, but exploring the smaller towns, you know, trying to find little towns and go to the best sushi place in the town or whatever. It's a cute little beach here. I don't know what the weather is like, whether it's like these are kind of beaches you'd go, it's a marina. But this is what I wanted to look at. It's just a little point of interest that I haven't seen before. We're going to do, you know what? Big rains are going to occur, but they're going to occur when they're going to occur. Well, you might be asleep at the time, and that's just how it is. As I said, I don't, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, I pretty much do things in the order they're supposed to get done. Oh, so for announcements, next week, though, I'm going to be getting a new Lego set. Should I leave it as a surprise? Oh, this is actually a giant statue. It's one of the giant Buddhas. For some reason, I thought it was maybe like a gun emplacement. But we're going to stop and check it out. There's many of these giant statues in all of Asia, but also Japan, obviously. But you can see from this one, this is a Buddha, I believe. But Buddha has many different kinds of incarnations. That is very detailed. It kind of makes me wonder whether you can get into the Buddha's body there via the base here and climb up via a set of stairs, perhaps, to this area here, where you'd be able to get out and kind of see the world. Because, I mean, that'd be as high... Well, actually, there's this area here, too. I wonder if you can get up to there. Because it looks like that also has a viewing potential. Because they are often these... they're often hollow, and you can get inside. I mean, you can clearly see this is hollow, but I don't think there's actually an actual interior. Anyway, this statue is beautifully rendered with a, the shrine kind of things there, and the lanterns, and like just little things like the rocks and the landscaping, really, really nicely done. But yeah, if you can get up there and you're looking out there on a clear day, you're going to see. Well, I guess you'd have to look to the right to see Tokyo Bay. It's kind of looking that direction, which is interesting. But wow, the detailing is fairly impressive. I'm kind of glad we checked it out. I definitely, I mean, again, I've seen a lot of big statues, but not this one. All right, back on board. Everyone back on board the flying vessel. All right, well, that covered kind of what I was looking for, which is good. So the rest of the trip is going to be just kind of flying around. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing you could do if you were going to go to Japan. You weren't like me where you wanted to go to all the whiskery stories, or you could go in and find all the weird, you know, big giant statues that you can go in. But I say, if you want to get a bit of the history, there's a lot of stuff happening outside Tokyo about Japanese history. It is a lot to see. You definitely would want to kind of pick and choose. But there's a lot I like about Japan. Let me put it that way, in terms of just sort of, I would enjoy the food. I would enjoy the kind of vibe of it. But there's a lot of it. I mean, it's a big island, and not only does it seem big, when you're flying around it, it seems very complex. It seems like there's no like straight coastlines. There's not a lot of flat ground. There are some flat areas, but most of it seems kind of hilly. I bet that over there is like maybe solar. They have a lot of these solar farms. There's an inlet here, or well, it's not inlet, but it's it's where a river meets the bay. Because this is we're still in, I believe we're still technically in Tokyo Bay. We will not be able to, we won't be leaving it for the stream. But you got some little boats there. Yeah, and then it gets quite hilly here. But something about it, something about the way it's laid out, something about the physical attributes of it, it has its own look, and it doesn't seem like European. Like, you'll definitely see a lot of islands in the Mediterranean where there's not a lot of flat space, so they build everything's built on hillsides like this. But it has its own kind of vibe to it. It's not quite like that. So you got a hillside village here, and then a little village on in the river delta here, a little river delta. It's very pretty though. That's the thing about flying. You get to see a whole bunch of different kinds of terrain, and from the road you wouldn't necessarily see it. But yeah, it looks like there's just I'm really interested. I'm really happy we went down this way again. I've never flown around this area, and I've flown around a lot of areas in Japan. But usually, by the way, yesterday was a really interesting fly. If you're not seeing. If you're for the flight, I decided to go to the Strait of Hormuz. Yep, you heard me right. I kind of wanted to know what the big deal was. It was not that interesting, but it's just something you want to be able to say. Yeah, I flew over the Strait of Hormuz. I didn't get shot down. But it's kind of weird. First of all, I mean, the thing that I kind of knew, but it's kind of hard to understand. Unless you fly over it is a huge waterway. It looks like an ocean. You can't see across it. Cater to your customers, or listen to your customers. I have no customers, so that is not an issue. Thank God. I'm the customer, and I'm always right. Look, what the hell is that? Little stripy things. And then you got like a road that kind of curves and shit. I like it. You're my customer? Really? Huh? Because I don't have any receipts indicating you've ever paid me anything. And that's how you define a customer. Anyway, okay, it's getting kind of hazy down here. I get ad revenue from you. You'd be shocked how little ad revenue. But by the way, on that subject, next time you see an ad on my channel, say I'm watching an ad and this is what it's for. I'm kind of curious because I never see ads on Twitch because I got Turbo. I'm kind of curious what they would try to advertise on my web stream. This is what was going on in the Strait of Hormuz. It's very hot and it's right on the water, so it got very hazy. So I eventually had to kind of turn off light weather. It was much hazier than this. I mean, I literally couldn't see anything. It was almost a heavy fog, but it's just haze. This says Nihon Debatsu. Nihon, I think, is a mountain, right? Or a small mountain kind of thing. Mount. Okay. Or like a peak or something, Looks like we got some more action down here. But again, yeah, there's not going to be any major cities. It's all kind of seaside villages. Little plots of something or other, maybe fishing activity, small time commercial fishing activity. I don't know, maybe there are a bunch of whalers down here. You see all those boats are are parked, I believe are actually parked outside like that. I wonder if that's actually how they are. Right? Maybe they're waiting to be refitted or something, so they're parked on the, I don't know, hard to say. But yeah, there's this long runway that kind of hugs this whole coast here. But it's not like a freeway, so you're not going to go anywhere fast. Eventually, I bet you we are going to hit an airport of some kind. But meanwhile, oh, I'm trying to fly right. There's a little island down here. It is hazy, but I'm not going to turn off the haze unless it gets much worse than this. Again, I just like to be able to see stuff, and it is quite hazy. It's funny, it was not hazier for up there, but the weather can change, and it's supposed to be maintaining a realistic, view of the weather. Now, of course, in the real world, in Japan right now, it's like 4 a.m. It's pitch black. But I have adjusted the time of day. We're getting a lot of turbulence down at this low level. Everybody feels having to work the stick here. Get that stick there. Stick here like that. I'm like crazy on the stick here. There's another bay here. That's kind of imposing, that little cliff right there. I like that. All right, so yeah, all right. Well, that's fine. It is what it is. More beach. And this is a very park-like setting in here. All right, what I'm going to do is look and see if there is a runway coming up where we are. Okay, we're way down there. Well, that's the nearest one. It could be a little run. I bet there is a little runway around here, because otherwise there wouldn't be navigation points. All right. No. I mean, not even a teeny little runway somewhere. I guess it is kind of mountainous, this area. This area is not mountainous down here. See, I mean, there's that circle there, so there's got to be something here, right? I mean, I think there has to be an airport here. We'll find out. And it's only about 5 miles, so we'll know pretty soon. Anyway, even speaking to ad revenue, even if I am getting ad revenue, technically isn't the company that's advertising the customer? They're the ones that have to please. They're the one who's paying. And of course, if only Diet Coke would come through with even one free case of Diet Coke, this would be a profitable stream. You know what I'm saying? My expenses are low. Now that I've got the setup done. All right, so there's another little town here. I don't think the fog that we're flying through is going to let up. But I do believe there is a small airport up there, but we're going to have to find out because it's not really showing up here. But, I mean, it's got to be something. If I click on it. Yeah, it's an airport. Oh, it doesn't have any active runways. Got it. It's an airport. Size small. We're going to find out. But I bet it has like a tiny grass landing strip. Perfect. This plane can't land anywhere. It's just got that kind of vibe. All right, so we're going to come down this. You can see there's like almost a half moon bay here. But yeah, this area is actually, more bigger city. It's this whole bay, effectively, I think. All right, I'm tired of not being able to see where I'm going. It is what it is. This happened literally yesterday. I just want, not clear skies, but just give me like scattered cloud, please. But you can see The I can actually see in the distance. You know, it was really literally only a couple miles visibility, and again, it's realistic. But you know, I'd rather be flying on a clear day, and I have the ability to make those changes. I think that's a shopping mall right there. It's kind of an interesting design. Could be a school. No, it's got to be a mall. It's like an indoor, big indoor mall right there. A lot of parking. But see, you can't really identify stuff. Yeah, okay, so where's this? Okay, it's down there, I think. Oh, it's over here. Is it on this little square thing here? Oh, it is. Interesting. So, okay, so there is an airport here. It doesn't show an active runway. It may not be an airport that's currently in service. And it looks like they're using, but I was just wondering where the old runway was, because we're landing on it. I wonder if they're using that as for some other purpose now. Oh yeah, so they're using it for helicopters. Oh my gotcha. And it looks like it was only for helicopters. That's all right. We're gonna land on this little pad here. There is a really tiny landing pad there. I've never seen. That's a literal postage stamp. We're landing on it. I mean, we can go past that and go into that area there. You know, it's obviously that. You see where that dashed line is? That's effectively the fixed aircraft landing path. But this is obviously designed purely for helicopters. It may have been at one point had a fixed wing, been a small GA airport. I have no idea where we are. It's kind of fun. All right, so we're going to establish some distance here. We're going to make a big left turn. And we're gonna land this puppy. That's what it looks like from here. Oh, are we heavy on fuel? Yeah, we're heavy on fuel, so I'm gonna dump a little fuel. It actually is a cool feature. You get this red handle here, and you can see fuel. That's fuel. We're over water. It's not gonna kill anything. Just because we're kind of heavy, you want to land at under like 25% fuel. I always took on too much. But this is I love this because this is one of the fuel planes that has a working fuel dump system. That's visual. I think some of the big jets do, but in terms of small planes, so you open that thing. I'm waiting to get to under 30%. And of course, normally you're not going to waste fuel like that, except in an emergency. But you calculate how much fuel you need in advance. All right, fuel dump off. We're going to fly back here. And we're going to start getting a nice lineup. There it is. We're pretty close to the runway. Okay, reduce engine power by quite a bit here. Start bringing them flaps down. Okay, this is what it looks like from here. You can kind of see, you can kind of eyeball. We don't have a lot of instrumentation, but you can kind of eyeball what your glide path should be. It does not have one of those glide path indicators, which would let us know if we're too high or too low. But I think we can eyeball this in. But we're definitely landing on a place that's not designed, or typically would not have fixed wing craft landing here, at least not a long time. But at some point in this past, it probably did. Okay, less power, way less power, way less power. Full flaps. In fact, we're gonna cancel the engines here because basically we need to glide in from this point on. Got this ancient piece of concrete here. Hasn't seen a plane for about 5 years. But it's plenty. We actually landed on the tiny little thumbprint here. Look at that tiny runway. It's like a 600-foot runway. Honestly, it does not need a lot. It's pretty impressive. I'm not sure if that's true in the real world, but in the simulation, you can operate off the teeny tiniest of runways. Okay, this area, I'll just tell you, this area flat, and it's not super flat. I'm gonna slow down a bit here. I don't want to harm my landing gear. But you see, yeah, each one of these is a helicopter landing pad. My feeling, this is a place where they might have a school for helicopter pilots, kind of thing, or because it's just helicopters, and usually, or just operating helicopters. Let's see, they got a picture. Like, yeah, that's there in the photogrammetry. That's a helicopter. That just happened to be sitting there when they took the picture. So there are a bunch of helicopters around. Basically, my boss, I have a different boss, and that boss actually pays me. So it makes a lot less difference, right? You know, like real money. All right, so we're gonna open the Big Mac window. Woohoo! I just love doing that. Get a little ventilation. All right, turning off the plane. That was fun. We set the mixture to there and fuel valve to cut off. And then we have our magnetos, this little window thing there. We turn those to off. And that's a flight. That's a flight. That's a flight. Yeah, you pay me. I've already given you all your value in consideration from what I got paid for the year. But no, the thing is, just to be honest, if in case listening, please do not give me money. Do not pay me. Pay other streamers who need it more than I do. If you want to pay a streamer, but not me. There's Kench 909er, Aerovira, Optica, and it's got those huge windows and stuff. I mean, I believe it's a real thing, although it would certainly be a very useless aircraft in any practical sense. In other words, you want to be able to take 4 people and a pilot from here to there. One thing, it only holds 2 people and a pilot. You know what I mean? And then no luggage. But it is cool. That's by the way, that little circle there is the exhaust. There you go. That could be true. That could be true. You know, I'm not going to confirm or deny that. All right. Well, guess what? We're well into the range where I'm not going to do any more flying until tomorrow. If you enjoyed the flying, come on back tomorrow. There'll be more flying. I don't know where we're going to go, what we're going to fly in, but all I can tell you is it won't be in that plane and it won't be in that area. You don't know. It might be something in the news, might not be. Hello, quit to desktop. There we go. Okay. All right. Last time I was afraid to do this, but I'm switching to just chatting for the Big Brain Games category. Why just chatting? Because there is no Big Brain Games category. Alrighty. And if you're on the YouTubes, I don't change the category. It's just a Twitch thing. All right. So now we're in just chatting. I'm going to queue up my first Big Brain game of the day. I do these every day, even on the days that I don't stream. And I do them kind of in this order. All right, so we're going to start with the Extreme Quordle. It's not like the Wordle, although the Wordle, you only get one word. I know these are variations where you have to solve for 4 words at the same time. It changes the strategy up a little bit. And again, since mine is to solve them as quickly as possible, I use my 3 starting words at the same time. That one is pretty easy. This one could be spell. All right, we got 2. Those are the easy ones. Now let's go to the hard ones. Okay, we have an O and R way over there, but then N is in there somewhere. So it could be honor, Honor, right? Could be, right? The N could go there. We could have another O. Ooh, it wasn't honor. Oh, okay. I think the only other thing could be is donor, D-O-N-O-R. Okay, that's fine. One of those 50-50s. And both those letters were available. Oof, and neither one of them is used up here. All right, so what do you have? A T-L-I-N-E. Let's see. Could it be... It can't be title. Thank you for donor. You're typing these after I do it. It can't be title because it could be... It could end EL, but not LE. And then the T could be there or there. What about little? No, that's 2 T's. So I could be I-T-E-L. Oh, could be, no. This is going to be the hard one. Could be start with an L-I. And then it has to be... Or it could be I-L-E-T. I just want to try this for now, even though it's not the word. I just want to get some clues here. We have an extra... Actually, we don't have an extra guess. Oaf. Filet. That's a French word. You know what? I should have waited, though. For some reason, I'm in a hurry. There's no hurry. I'm not doing anything for this afternoon. I know. That's a loss. So close. But it looks so close. I hate it when they have those French words, but technically probably donor is too. And tapir, what kind of word is that? They're just in the dictionary, but filet, come on. It's not a word that kind of it comes to your, comes off the thing. All right, next game. Look, we got a bunch of games to do. It's the revealed. It's from the fine folks at Britannica.com. August 9th to 2026. The correct answer is, the category is place. The correct answer will have 2 words, 3 letters, and 5 letters. Let's read the headline of your document. Okay. The thing we're looking for, blank seat 1909 of blank county, southeastern blank, U.S. The only major blank in the blank to have been founded in the blank century, blank grew from a tiny blank service blank at the outset of the blank century to the country's fastest growing blank at century's end. This blank made possible by a combination of shrewd blank, access to blank, an extensive blank network, and permissive blank has created the blank, now known simply as blank, a place of vast blank, elaborate blank, and spectacular blank that attracts blank from throughout the blank. What do you think it is? You think it's Saint-Tropez? Okay, I'm going to type in Saint-Tropez. Let's see. Dang. It was Saint-Tropez. God, you're smart. Well, together, I'd say we'll call that a community win. I am a Vegas. Oh, geez. I don't want to talk about it. All this basically said to me, Vegas. I go to Vegas. I'm going to Vegas. If I go to Vegas, I'll be going to Vegas this year. Later this year, which means the 3rd time this year. I've been in March. I was in June, and I'm going again in November, late November. Because I'm a Vegas guy. Okay, so that's a win. There's Vegas. Okay, we needed 0 heat reveals to hits because I know shit. Other players, again, did it fairly quickly. 2.8 reveals, 1.9 hits, and a large 91% solve rate. But they, we got as good as we can do. Yeah, Saint-Tropez, man. It was definitely not Filet-O-Fish either. Okay. All right, so that one's a win at least. Okay, we're going right to the tightrope trivia. Look, I'm just going to do this. It's not going to take long because I'll probably get the first 3 questions wrong. You know what I'm saying? Let's dive in. Only person I think would have magnetic ability would be Belle. Powerful jaws to slice the other fish in half. Barracuda? See, I don't know much about fishing. Stephanie felt teary-eyed listening to the lugubrious music. That would be like tear-jerking. Well, hey, I'm doing better than I thought I was going to be. This is the hardest one of the week. The first to climb through without ropes in Yosemite. We've been to El Capitan many times. This is where my geographical knowledge kind of shines. God says at a Greek city, Caesar preferred her gift of an olive tree. Olive tree. I don't know that one, but I'm just going to guess Athena. Oh, right, Athens. Oops. Oh, well, at least I got it. I think they were zinc. Most pennies are mostly zinc. Actually, we're doing well considering this is a Sunday one. Fester was hired to punch out the script was fired for not making Aunt Pitty Pat funny enough. I think it was Gone with the Wind, but oof, that was these. I'm trying to you got to get these fast if you want your points, but we're actually going to cross this one, so that's kind of wild. Nebuchadnezzar's dynasty was the largest in the world. Pompeii would have been way before that if it was even a real city. And Babylon. Is a crucible. That's the Navy SEALs. Ooh, it was the Marine Corps. Oh, that makes more sense. I knew that's a Marine base. Oof, I just went too fast. Crap. Well, we still crossed it. I didn't lose the tightrope. Also, considering we had a difficulty bonus, I may get over 2,000 points here. It's going to be close. Yeah, close. That's a loss. 20 points, though. Hey, I don't make the rules around here, except in this particular case, I make the rules around here. Oh, cheers to that, though. Hey, honestly, the Sunday quiz is a hard one. I did yesterday. I didn't even cross. Thank you. All right. Next game is the reunion. So you're gonna have to help on this one if you're here. It's kind of like a crossword puzzle. Blah blah blah. No clues. We just gotta suss out what these words are. We got a K and an S. Let's see. This T here on the left. This T here that I'm highlighting is on the row. This O is on the column, but these other yellow ones could be row or column letters. And so I kind of want to figure out maybe what this word here has something R, something C. And I'm wondering whether it's going to end in CK. It could be tracked, though. It could be TRACT. Because there's plenty of T's. I kind of think this word's going to be tracked in the middle, this word where it says there. So I'm just going to make a guess that if I move this T to where the S is, that the T will change green. Okay, and that's good. That the S stayed yellow, which means I think it's got to be on the column. But now I'm 99% sure this is going to be tracked. We do have the correct number of, oops, I almost fucked up there. Wait a minute, before I decide this, it could be trick, T-R-I-C-K, right? Even though the T was right, because there is a K and there is an I that could go there. So I'm going to wait on that for a second. Let's see, what else do we know? This T could go there where the I is, or any of the other positions, any of these three positions. So it could go at the end. And because there's a T on this row and also a yellow T on the column, I always feel like that means that there is a T at the end there. But that's not always true. But this S, I'm pretty sure has to be on the column. Which kind of implies that, because this H, I think it has to be at the end, right? I think. No, it wasn't at the end. Well, it has to be there. What? Okay, that's a really unusual position. Okay, that has to go there. Oh, well. Well, you're not helping. Okay, what's this word on the left? If we think it's a single word, we should be able to figure it out now, right? Outcast. Wait a minute, is there a T that could go there? No, see, the T's can't go there. It can't be outcast. There's no T that can go where this B is. This T has to stay on the row, and this T can only go on the row or the column, and there's no other T's. There's only two T's, and they're spoken for effectively. So it cannot be outcast. Could it be outlast? No, right, again, it can't be end in T. There's no T that can go there. You'd think it would be. Yeah, I don't know what this word could be then. Because obviously outcast makes sense, but again, you can't find a T to go there. The C, yes. It might just be out, and then where the B and the T is where the where they're gonna go, right? And then this word could just be ask, and then this word could be, well, it can't be khaki because the I can't go where the I would go with the KH. And there's two B's to play somewhere. And I still don't know if this is where it's going to be tracked or track or trick. Oof, it could be so many things. But I'm having a good time. Let's keep going for a while. We're not doing that good. We're not doing terrible. This TR word could be so many things. I don't want to fuck up and do letters. I kind of want to guess this T goes somewhere, but I don't have any clues. I don't think this I is going to go there. And what could go after an S and before an H? That we have. Okay, K, it could be ask, and then this could be khaki, but again, can't be because the I doesn't go there. And then we need 2 Ks for that. So I don't think it's a K. It could end in 2 S's, so there could be another S there because we have an S. So and it could just be ass, ASS. I mean that's probably a word, but could it be a C, ASC? Man, I'm clueless here. Can't be an R, I don't think. Can't be a T because there's no T's that can move there. So it's either an S or a C, I think. Can't be an R. Talked myself out of being a K. Can't be a B. All right, well, I'm just going to try the S. It wasn't the S. Wow, I have no idea what this one is. This is a hard one. Nobody's helping me. Nobody has any idea. Again, I really would think a T would go there, but there aren't any T's that can go there, from what I can tell. Can't be an F. Could be another A, and this could be a head, H-E-A-D, but there's no D. All right, well, I'm getting kind of bored with it. Yeah, that's also not right. Is it really going to be outcast? And then there's a bug where it's not showing us where the T, there should be a white T. I think that's what screwed me up. Because you see, I think it is outcast, but both of these T's indicate they can't go there. So I think it's a bug. I think I've seen this before. Because there's no other word like outcase, right? Outcast with a K? No. All right, it's got to be. So, yeah. And then, so that was a bug. It's a weird bug, but I've seen it before. Okay, this word is not thief because it doesn't have an F in it. But at least we're making some progress here. Oh, and then this word, AB something. Can't be a back. There's no C. Well, track or trick. Yeah, that's the problem. But it could also be tracked. C-R-A-C-T. This could be a T here. In which case, I think it's got to be the T. Let's just find out. It wasn't. So it's got to be the K. But this is still, but we still don't know if it's trick or track. This is really a hard game. But this should be giving us something here. Skater. Okay, and it was trick. So we're getting some of our crappy moves back. We're getting a luff here. And then this is going to be Abbott. Okay, it gets a lot easier once you use the letters up, right? And then, oh my God, Frisbee? That's not a word. That's a fucking trademark. Like, hey, we're only going to be one off of our move. Frankly, considering how hard this was, in my opinion, 18 is good. Okay, other players needed 20, so at least we're doing better than other players. But it has to be a 17 or better to be considered a win. It doesn't matter, but you know what I'm saying. This was kind of a hard one because again, specifically words like trick, it could have been tracked or track or trick or other words, and I didn't really know where these guys were going to be till the end. So this was kind of obscure. Again, once you get enough letters in the right place, because there's far fewer letters to look at. Hey, we got more games to play. All right, so the next one is called the Loop. All right, so the first, we got pictogram matching. We got to match some pictogram. We got a purple guy in a snowmobile, but kind of purple. It's a snowmobile. All right, fine. This is also called a mobile, right? Snowmobile. This is like a mobile for babies. So we're gonna put it right there. And that's called the London Eye. Technically, the name of this is the London Eye. I'm familiar with that. This is, isn't that the Trafalgar Square? We're going to put that next to the London Eye. I think these are in the same city. I think this is in London. Trafalgar Square. Okay, Battleships. The game Battleships. That's the electronic version, but still. Might be associated with a child's toy, maybe, but for now. Okay, we got a guy with a patch. We got a baby crib. Okay, I think the baby crib's going to go with this thing here, right? Baby crib, thing on the baby crib, which is a mobile, snowmobile. Guy with a patch. Don't know him. Oh, pumpkin patch, guy with a patch. Okay, we got a water pump. We got, I believe that is a cribbage board. They're playing cribbage. If I'm correct there. London Eye goes with a patch. London Eye, yes. London Eye, eye patch, pumpkin patch. We're doing good. Okay, what else? We have a tank. We have cribbage. We have an old style water pump. What do we call those? Oh, and that is I think is that a Nerf gun? Would you call that? I'm not sure those are actually Nerf balls. But anyway, okay, we feel good about these. Snowmobile, mobile thing, crib. Oh no, and then cribbage would be next. The cribbage board after the crib. Sorry. Cribbage would be, okay, crib, cribbage board, battleship board game, right? I'm not sure what this connection is to Trafalgar Square, but there's a battleship called the Battleship Trafalgar. So that's my connection. They're both in England. London Eye, eye patch, pumpkin patch. I mean, maybe you're going to water your pumpkin patch with this thing here. And this is a snowmobile and a tank are both treaded vehicles. Yeah, these are, so I kind of like most of these. So we're going to check it. I'm reasonably optimistic on this one. That's a win. I believe this is what we call an easy one, but still, that's what you call a perfect win. We'll check the links here. Snowmobile to mobile and cribs are things for the baby. Cribbage, battleship board game. So they're peg-based board games, right? Peg-based. Nelson's Column, which is in Trafalgar Square. Nelson's Column and the London Eye or London Landmarks, which is naval leader. Got it. London Eye. We got all these pretty well. Eye patch, pumpkin patch, pump, wells, and so pumpkin patch and pump. Right, that's just the connection there. Toy shotgun, firing projectiles, the tank, and their snow, and they used the tracked vehicles. So just to check the results here, today's stats is going to show. Really, it showed it medium difficulty. According to this, only 4% of players who attempted this game got it in the perfect, which we did today. So we're just going to enjoy this for a while. As I mentioned, not all games are going to be wins, but not only is it when sometimes you'll get a win, but a big win, and this is a huge win. I don't get the perfect very often. Usually I try to get the second one, but this one, and also this was not seen as this is, they use statistics from real people playing the game to generate this. So this was not an easy one. Very nice. Are we done? No, we got another fun game to play or two. And that's the New York Times connections for the day. Well, there's 16 words and or short phrases. We got to organize them into groups of 4 by affinity, but we don't know what the affinity is. And we got to figure that out. And sometimes there's a fake 5th affinity group. I do not. I do not read any of your chats. Thank you. You're correct. I've never read any of your chats. Any of them. Not one. I've not read a single one of them. Fun fact, actually. All right. We got like all short phrases pretty much today. Pretty much. Got corduroy. All right. Shift gears. Jury duty. space opera, labyrinth, which is a movie, by the way, caps for sale, escape room, that's a movie, neo-noir, course correct, bad dream, buddy cop, corduroy, change tack, Madeline, recalibrate, spaghetti western, and goodnight moon. Yeah, I kind of like what you're thinking. I mean, we have the genres of movies: space opera, neo noir, spaghetti western, and buddy cop. You think would be that? What else would there be? I think a buddy cop. These are kind of musical genres, or is escape room? The other thing I wanted to, before we do this one, I want to look at an alternate one, but I think that's good. Shift gears, course correct, change tack, recalibrate. What do you think of that? And the reason I like it is I don't see anything else that anything could belong. Yeah, I mean, yeah, get out of here. All right, we'll try that one. Take a different approach. All right, but that did not eliminate the space opera, spaghetti western, neo noir, which is a genre, and I think buddy cop is considered a genre. We'll try it. Oh, ooh, things you can't escape: bad dream, escape room, jury duty, and a labyrinth. Yeah, but I think that's we'll get that one next. So movie subgenres, yeah, things you can't escape: bad dream, labyrinth, escape room, and jury duty. And yeah, none of these things. This is an easy one today. The only question we're gonna have, and that's things people to try to get out of, is what is the last one? Madeline, caps for sale, corduroy, and goodnight moon. You did get the purple one. This is a community effort, and I'm always happy to say. I enjoy it when people suggest things and they're right. I don't even mind when they're wrong. It's always kind of fun to just, type it in and see what happens. It's just a game. We'll have another one tomorrow. Okay, so we've got this one in perfect, but what I want to do is, we know it's Madeline, caps for sale, corduroy, because it's the only possible left, is fine. But what is the connection? Could it be, it's some kind of wordplay, like maid, caps, or line, sail, Roy, and moon. I don't know. Goodnight Moon. I mean, Goodnight Moon is a children's book, but caps for sale? What does that even mean? Or are these all children's books? Because Madeline is a children's book, and so is Goodnight Moon. But I don't know what caps for sale and corduroy could be. I was thinking maybe it's, maybe you take a word from Madeline, you get maid or mad or line, just click submit. Oh my Lord, I'm doing what they tell me to do. It was classic children's books, so it was children's books. Excuse me. As I know, Goodnight Moon, very famous. Madeline, very famous. Never fucking heard of corduroy and caps for sale. So why is this the green one? This is considered the easy one. I guess people who are probably from a younger generation than us would know caps for sale and corduroy are children's books. But yeah, I can't see it. This would definitely be an easy one. All right, the final game of the day before we switch over to the musical content, and by we I mean me, is going to be an Octurtle. I like to play the hardest one. It's the Daily Rescue. See how well we do. Oh, this is a terrible set of random words, which is fine. Let's see if we get any of these are obvious what they are. Nope. Could end in E-A-K, but then it could be Reek, W-R-E-A-K. I'm just kind of taking could have been freak. Nope. Break or creek. Oh, that wasn't a great guess. All right, let's keep moving on. That's fine. It can't be sushi. No, it can't be. But there could be an SH here. It could be something like cushy, C-U-S-H-Y, or pushy, P-U-S-H-Y, because we don't have Y. All right, let's see if we have any relatively easy ones here. Okay, here's one. L, something L and ends in A-E. And very few words are going to have the L there and end in A-E. And there's really only one. It's algae. So we got one. Yay! Yeah, it could be creak or break, B-R-E-A-K. So let's hold off on that one. Let's see. We got one. This is going to be a rough one today. There's an M in the middle, and there's a U and an E and an R. So I'm gonna call this one Demure, D-E-M-U-R. I'm pretty good feeling about that one. All right, the D was not used anywhere. Okay, here's a good one. Because we know where the U and the G is, and there's a T and an H, and they're not over there. But it could be U-G-H-T, right? H-T. U-G... But is that a word? U-G-H-T. Huh. G-H... T, could it start with a T? I mean, it could. T-U-G, and then there has to be H somewhere. So I don't see what that would be. We know there's a U-G. The H is either there or it starts with H. No, it can't start with H. Oh, right. We know the H is there. It's U-G-H. Yeah, tug-ho is kind of... But it could be U... Oh, ought. O-U-G-H-T. Duh. Took me a while, but figured it out. All right, moving along. That's a hard one. Okay, this one here, we should be able to figure this one here. Presumably the S is, so it's U-S-H something. Oh yeah, we already figured out that it's probably bushy or something like that, or cushy. Should we just guess bushy, B-U-S-H-Y? Or it could be pushy. I want to wait on this one. This one here, we know there's N's and E, and there's a T and a W and an I. It doesn't start with W, interestingly enough. It can't be twine because there's no N. Oh, but it could be twice. Check it out. That's good because that C, as I mentioned, is very, very handy. Okay, now we know it's creak and not break because that C came in here. We're doing okay now. We're making a comeback. All right, so we did that one. So this could still be bushy or pushy. I'm going to wait on that one. Oh, here we go. U-I-C-E. Very few words end in U-I-C-E that are 5-letter words. And juice is one of them. Let's see. So how many do we have left? We have 2 guesses left and 2 words. And this one here on the lower left, I mean, it looks hard, but let's think about this here because we have a lot of clues. There, we know where the A is, but we know there's an R, an L, and an E. And that's the only other letters we know. But the E has to be at the beginning because it can't be there or there or there. So we know it's E-A. Oh, and then it's probably R-L-Y. This is going to be really key for us. Oh, yeah, we're still fucked up. It's either pushy or bushy. I mean, we knew this. It's U-S-H-Y. I guess I'm going to, it's a 50-50. Let's do pushy. We won. Woohoo! That was a hard one. I didn't roll a coin, but because bushy, B-U-S-H-Y is in the dictionary, and we had not used any B's. You can see from the we can't see from the keyboard, but we had not used any words with B's in it. But that is a win because you know why? How I know it's a win? Because it says you win at the top right there. And that's the final day. And say, go to bed. Go to fucking bed, man. I'm tired of you being around here. All right. Well, have a good night, though. Thanks for coming by for the Big Brain Games, which you helped out in. And I hope if you're around tomorrow, around the same time, I'm going to allow that one. I'm allowing it. It's a valid sentiment. I get that all the time. Yeah. So I'm gonna. Hey, lots more streaming to do. Just not the good stuff. That'll be more tomorrow. The rest of the streaming is gonna be. I'm gonna be talking about guitars, wailing away at the guitar, playing the guitar. I play the guitar pretty well. It's the singing. It's a little doubtful. You know what I'm saying? But no. All right. So how do we do? We won that one. We won the loop big time. We did really good on the reunion or the revealed. The reunion was hard, but we got it in 18. I'm happy with 18. The tightrope trivia is the hardest trivia of the week, and I was within 10 points of my 2,000 point threshold. That's pretty freaking good. And the Octurtle was a win. So both the Quirtle we didn't win, right? If I remember correctly. Yeah, I think we lost the Quirtle, the Extreme today. With a 50-50, but we got the rest of them. All right, good night. I'll see you rest. But for the rest of you, I'm going to be running my mid-roll, and on the other side of that, we'll be in the music category for a little while. See how that goes. Talk about guitars, have a little TED talk on guitars. What do I like about this one? All right, music category. See you on the other side of the mid-roll if you're not the kind of person who needs to go to bed, that kind of thing. Alrighty then, what do we got here? Okay. Alright, we got audio. We're in the correct musical category. I'm holding a guitar. All right. Oh. All right, so talking a little before I'd like to play the guitar. I mean, I'm playing it, but I like to talk about what specifically is this particular guitar mean to me out of the 16 guitar collection roughly I have, most of which are electric guitars, but I also have a nylon string electric guitar, nylon electric. I also have a 12-string acoustic guitar. It's just pure acoustic, no pickups or nothing. 6-string acoustic. I have a couple of kind of hybrid style acoustic electrics, mostly solid body electric guitars. 5 Les Paul style guitars, 5 Les Pauls, 3 of which are Epiphones. This is one of the Epiphone Les Pauls, 2 of which are Gibson Les Pauls. And the Les Paul, I mean, this is if you've recognized the body style, is very iconic. There's a million Les Pauls out there, various different kinds, licensed. And then the Epiphones are, this is Gibson owns the Epiphone brand, owns the factory in just China that makes a lot of the Epiphone guitars, and they're not made exactly like American Gibsons are. They never will be. But this is a guitar made in Indonesia for the Epiphone company, very high end. This factory is capable of doing really, really good work with veneers. So this guitar, there was a short run of models in the 70s, American-made Gibsons called the Artisan series, and they were distinctive in that they had these inlays, these complicated inlays, and a tree of life. I'm not sure what they're called or anything. And it also usually had a slab body, a single piece body, which is very rare even back then. And it usually had 3 pickups. This one doesn't, but they often had. They didn't make very many of them. They're still, you can kind of find them, but they're pretty much beat to shit by now because they only made for a very short period of time. And they were the highest end. They were above the custom at the time, was the highest end. But the Artisan was even higher end than the custom. It wasn't really that popular. They were very expensive. They were effectively made by the custom shop. And then this were reissued in 2014. They gave this guitarist Lee Malia, who's the lead guitarist for a metal band called Bring on the Horizon. They gave him an opportunity to have his own signature model, and so he said, "Well, the first guitar I ever played was my dad's guitar, and it was one of these Artisans. His dad had one of these Artisan models." Very rare, and he had kind of learned to play kind of metal on his dad's guitar, which was an Artisan. So when he had the opportunity to do a signature model, he decided to do the Artisan style. It is really, 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 really well constructed. That's and it is beautiful. Kind of it is what it is. It's very pretty. But the thing I like about it more than anything else is the neck profile is a little thicker. It's called a D profile, which means there's a little more meat on it. And the fretboard radius is 12-inch fretboard radius. So it's a flatter fretboard radius than the usual 9.5, which is really not a big deal. But I do approve. For some reason, I really do like the flatter. I don't have any problem with the 9.5. 7.5, I'm not gonna like. It's curvier fret radius. The smaller the number, the more curvy it is. Anyway, so when I got this guitar, it came with two pickups, this pickup and a different, not this pickup, a single coil version of this pickup called a P95. Very unusual that it looked, the same size as this pickup, but with only one of these rows here. This is a regular humbucker. So they were matching a regular humbucker in the bridge position with a single coil kind of humbucker, non-humbucker in the neck position. It doesn't really match together. And I never liked it. So I literally, unscrewed it, threw away that pickup, purchased an inexpensive humbucker, and soldered it in myself. This is a modification. So this humbucker here was not the original, and they don't match, which I like. But they sound a lot better. This is both pickups playing together. And I have them set to phase shift, so I have a scoop. sound of the guitar. All right, I'm gonna play that song that I like to do sometimes. Here. Little reverb for the singing. Come on in, take a seat next to me. You know we got what you need. We may be liars preaching to choirs, but we can sell your dreams. You don't need sympathy, they got a pill for everything. Just take that dark cloud and wring it out to wash it down, but don't pray for us. We don't need no matter, need Jesus to roll with us. So we know the song. The only rule we need is never giving up. The only faith we have is faith in us. Thank you. We are the ones who start little fires, but they burn out. But when they're on the rise, they can't help but shine. And when the wave approaches, take your ashes to the ocean. Who cares if hell awaits? We're having drinks at heaven's gate, but don't pray for us. We don't need no matter Jesus to roll with us. The only rule we need is never giving up. The only faith we have is faith in us. We know that we're helpless, at least that's what we assume, but we don't need to prove nothing to you. Let's all stay cool. You don't want to feel blue, but we won't sell you nothing you can't use. Don't pray for us. We don't need no matter Jesus to roll with us. The only rule we need is never giving up. The only faith we have is faith in us. That's a Modern Jesus by Portugal the Man. That's a good song, really. Okay, I'm gonna do another one, and then I'm gonna switch to the that awful thing I like to do with the karaoke. But I'm gonna do this. Just gonna sing this one. Oh yeah, lyrics, forgot them, but fortunately I have the internet. You know what I'm saying? House of the Rising Sun, the Animals. Okay, hopefully I'll get these right. There is a house in New Orleans they call the Rising Sun, and it's been the ruin of many a poor boy, and God, I know I'm one. My mother was a tailor. She sewed 9 new blue jeans. My father was a gambling man down in New Orleans. Now the only thing a gambler needs is a suitcase and a trunk, and the only time he's satisfied is when he's all drunk. Oh, mothers, tell your children. I not to do as I have done. Spend your life in sin and misery in the house of the rising sun. I got one foot on the platform and another foot on the train. I'm going down to New Orleans to wear that ball and chain. There is a house in New Orleans they call the rising sun, and it's been the ruin of many a poor boy. And God, I know I'm one. I'm going to do a little karaoke here. Let me get set up for this. Do just a couple of songs. I'm trying to burn my voice out. Not burn it out, but kind of exercise it. Let me put it this way. Because it's not good. It's not doing good. Wait, where am I? Wrong screen here. Right screen. Where is it? I'm in the wrong browser. Yeah, no browser. Okay, here we go. There we go. Very nice. Really kind of tired of peaceful, easy feeling. Let's do strange currencies. These REM songs are always a blast. Okay, hold on. Let me get to the right page here. There you go. Now you can actually see stuff. In a second, you'll be able to hear stuff.
Second chance, a third chance, a fourth chance, a word a signal and not a little breath, just to fool myself, just to catch myself and make it real. These words, you'll be mine. These words, you'll be mine all the time. These words, you'll be mine. These words, let me down, catching my breath, make me pray to say what's mine.
Okay. It's a fun time to play on the piano. I guess we'll just do this one. Hold on for you guys. I want to do this over again. Kind of want to do this intro. I like doing the intro. Hold on. But there's nobody singing.
I like the way your sparkling earrings lay against your skin so brown. I wanna sleep with you in the desert tonight, with a billion stars all around. 'Cause I got a peaceful, easy feeling. I know you won't let me down, 'cause I'm already standing on the ground. And I found out a long time ago what a woman can do to your soul. Oh, but she can't take you anyway. You don't already know how to go. And I got a peaceful, easy feeling. I know you won't let me down, 'cause I'm already standing on the ground. I get this feeling I may know you as a lover and a friend, but this voice keeps whispering in my ear, tells me I may never see you again. So I get a peaceful, easy feeling. I know you won't already standing. I'm already standing. Yes, I'm already standing on the ground.
A couple more of these. This is kind of one I have to go.
Sinking.
Kiss me out of the bearded body, made me beside the green grass, swing, swing, swing the spinning step. You wear those shoes, I will wear that dress. Oh, kiss me beneath the milky twilight, lead me out on the moonlit road. Lift your open hand, strike up the band and make the fireflies dance. Silver moon sparkling. So kiss me. Kiss me down by the broken treehouse, swinging me upon its hanging tire. Bring your flower path. We'll take the trail marked on your father's map. Oh, kiss me beneath the milky twilight. Lead me out on the moonlit road. Lift your open hands, strike up the band and make the fireflies dance. Silver moon sparkling. So kiss me. Kiss me beneath the milky twilight. Lead me out on the moonlit floor. Lift your open hand, strike up the band and make the fireflies dance. Silver moon sparkling. So kiss me.
Last song I want to do, believe it or not, is going to be Painted Black. I'm going to have to find it, I think. But we've done it a million times. Which one? Yeah, I think this one here. Table 2 is wearing this one.
Turn my green sea go turn a deeper blue. I could not foresee this thing happening to you. If I look hard enough into the setting sun, my love will light me before my morning come. I see a little door and I want it painted black. No colors anymore, I want them to turn black. I see that there's my virus and there's something real close. I have to turn my head and tell my darkness go.
Such a sad song. All right. Yeah, why not? Okay, table 5. I feel like playing it way up here like this. I got a new mind, you would hardly recognize me. I'm so glad. How could a person like me care for you? Why do I bother when you're not the one for me? It's enough. I saw the sign. It opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. Life is demanding without understanding. I saw the sign. It opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. No one's gonna drag you up to get into the light where you belong. But where do you belong? Under the pale moon, for so many years I've wondered who you are. How could a person like you bring me joy? Under the pale moon, where I see a lot of stars. Is enough? I saw the sign. It opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. Life is demanding without understanding. I saw the sign. It opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. No one's gonna drag you up to get into the light where you belong. Where do you belong? I saw the sign and opened up my mind, and I am happy now living without you. Let you walk. I saw the sign. It opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. No one's gonna drag you up to get it in the light where you belong. I saw the sign. I saw the sign. time though. It's 2 hours in, you know what I mean? Let me just switch over all face cam only. All right, really don't need these in anymore. Did my thing I like to do, played the guitar, played the music, sang a few songs here and there, had some good times, had a few laughs, we cried a bit, laughed a bit, you know, typical. At one point there was a lot of blood, and I had to put the Band-Aids on, you know, apply bandages. Didn't have to call an ambulance. That's always good. That's always I consider a win. In general, I had such a good time looking at this. We're halfway through the Canico. I like to go slow. It's not cold or fizzy anymore, and it's barely even brown, but it's still Diet Coke. You know what I mean? It's still got that Diet Coke character, as far as I know. Yeah, you can still tell it used to be Diet Coke. All right, but yeah. So I had such a good time. Like, to recap, we flew around, big brain games, mixed bag. Break, and then me playing the guitar for a while. All right, so the whole thing again tomorrow, same time, pretty much 11:30ish. Right, I try to start as close as I can to 11:30, but you know, some things, you know, it might be a work meeting or something. I'll be working from home tomorrow, so I'll be working and then I'll take a break. Gonna fly around. Don't know where I'm gonna fly around. Gonna do the big brain games, and then drag my piano and slap it right down here for Ken's Piano Lodge. It's just the thing we do every other time, and I'm not gonna stop. I love my little stream. And I honestly have such a great time. In fact, I had such a great time. I'm going to do the whole thing again tomorrow. But this, I already said that. But this is the outro. It goes like this. I'm so glad we had this time together, just to have a laugh or sing a song. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the Diet Coke time we have to say so long. Bye. Oh God, that was terrible. See you next time. I don't even care.